about Ohio. It kind of makes you wonder. It's like, why? When were they good? When Jim Brown was playing? I mean, wait, not Jim Brown. I can't even think of his name. Oh well. But
so like the Browns, this is the Browns fans do all the time. The Browns were good before the Super Bowl was invented. And they keep on saying that. That's what we won championships back in. Dude, nobody counting them no more.
Mm-hmm.
We won championships in 1948.
That's like saying we was good in middle school. When we got to high school, it was just downhill from there.
Right, like we're not counting those no more. Where's your Super Bowl ring? Like, but right now, I mean, they're not doing too bad. They're 8-3, which is weird.
Mm.
Yeah, they're right under the Steelers in the AFC North. It's weird.
It's 2020.
Yeah, 2020 ain't nothing going like normal.
Mm-hmm.
That is so weird. I mean, the Bengals are still sucking. They're 2-8. 2-8-1.
Mm.
But that's weird.
Not to like change the subject, but we were gonna talk about the fight. Did you guys watch the fight?
I did.
I watched it the following day on YouTube.
I didn't watch it, and I'm mad, but Shane just reminded me to watch it when he said about YouTube.
Okay. So
I plan to.
Did you only watch Tyson and Jones, or did you watch all the fights?
No, I just saw the Tyson fight. I didn't see like the well, actually, no. I did go back and watch the what's his name?
Nate Robinson and Jake Paul.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, damn, was this a real exhibition? What happened?
So I know what happened because I don't like Jake Paul. I don't.
I mean, I found out. So Nate Robinson is a basketball player?
Yeah, he's a basketball player. Boxing's not his sport, right?
Oh, man.
Jake Paul just started boxing. He's a millionaire internet sensation on YouTube. He's a YouTuber. I don't like him. He's annoying as hell.
So he got beat up by an influencer.
He did. So here's how that happened, though. And I'm telling you, it was on purpose. I'm telling you. So Jake Paul's record before that fight started was 1-0. He had done one match. Nate Robinson, this is the first time he ever took a punch.
Mm.
He never did a match before. He was 0-0, never did a match, right? I know Jake Paul's people. Pick somebody they knew was going to go down. Because the fights
down look dangerous.
Yeah, the fights before him were real boxers. They had a lightweight fight with this dude named the Technician and versus the dude that was like an African. That was a real boxing. I was like, that was the best fight of the whole night. Was the first fight that night.
The whole night?
They all were stupid after that, including Tyson and
Tyson. I heard Snoop crack a joke and I was rolling. He was talking about that looked like somebody's uncle fighting at the barbecue. I was like, damn.
That's exactly what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Why did y'all say that? Why did y'all say it looked like that? Because I didn't get to see it. I'm mad. I really wanted to see it.
If you can imagine two of your uncles getting upset about something stupid and breaking into a fight, that's what the fight looked like.
But what you mean? Like, was it slow?
No, so it wasn't slow.
Like
it wasn't
amateur, untrained men trying to hit each other.
Well, all right, I'll say this. So
they looked untrained?
No, they didn't. All right, well, Tyson didn't. Jones was unprepared for this.
Mm-hmm.
Now he had several months, and he.
Oh yeah. Oh, but see, I knew it. I've been following them since they announced it, like last February. I've been following it, and you got Tyson. Tyson's in there doing his routine. He's going hard, man. He even had Shark Week. Tyson versus the Shark.
He did have
Jones was going hard. Every video was him going hard. Yo, I watched Jones's training. He's like doing Pilates. He invited a chiropractor in to straighten his spine out. It was like, I'm like, what are you doing? Throw a punch, do something. What's happening?
He took a page out of Mayweather's book and kept holding the dude.
Dude, right, he had to.
And I was so annoyed that he was holding a whole lot.
Yo, like he didn't land a punch since round 3. So what he would do is either he would throw a punch and it would miss and he'd run off. And then when Tyson got close, he'd just lock him up and hold him and hug him and And like,
and he was holding him so much. I was thinking, okay, when is he going to catch a head bunt right in the face?
right, right.
You know,
He just
He
kept
said he's
on.
gonna tame this wild
Yeah.
animal.
Tyson kept
Like,
his,
don't hit me, Mike. Don't hit me.
He said he's gonna tame this wild beast.
Oh man, that was so annoying, man.
it was the biggest disappointment since Mayweather and Conor McGregor.
What?
Yo,
Yeah, you go into it expecting that there could be possibly a fight, and it's not a fight.
it wasn't. It wasn't. And like Tyson was ready at the end. All right. So one, they changed all the rules.
Yeah,
That pissed me off.
so they couldn't
That
even really
pissed me
fight.
off the most. They changed all the rules,
There
Sherelle. I
will
don't know
be
if you know
no
about
winners,
this.
no
So all
knockouts.
the rules was real?
Yeah, so basically, if
but
somebody
they
would have drew
changed the
blood,
ball.
they would have stopped the fight.
Right. So here, the rules were one, like most boxing rounds are 3 minutes. They dropped it down to 2 minutes for them. Then they didn't have no knockouts. If anyone drew a cut, they were gonna stop the fight. They didn't have real judges for this. No winner technically was going to be announced. Like it was crappy.
It was a
to
classic
begin with.
2020 fight. Everybody got participation awards.
That's what it's
Oh,
for real.
MG. That's not why we watched it. That's not why people watched it.
Right, exactly.
I'm
then
surprised
at the very
that
end,
didn't come out the closet after that fight. It was so bad.
yo, at the very they did better. We had a telethon to raise money for the charities. I don't watch
Like,
that.
I saw those rules, like, but I thought it was just a meme.
No, those are the real rules.
I was like, oh no, that can't be real.
That was real. And like
Oh no.
at the very end of the fight, 15 minutes after they were done, they all was in the ring. They did their interviews side by side. 15 minutes later, Roy Jones is still out of breath.
Yep.
Mike Tyson, look, he was ready to go another 4 rounds. Yo, he was like
Mike was ready.
right.
So
Mike was ready.
What was y'all's thought? What are
Ready to
y'all's
take
thoughts
that
about
blood.
that? Like, why do you think he threw the fight?
No,
Roy didn't throw the fight, but I definitely know he was hugging him on purpose.
To fight with them rules, it wouldn't be possible. Let's say.
Oh, I know. They say the California commissioner dude came up with that, but I think Roy's team pushed for them damn rules. Honestly.
Oh, because he couldn't back out after they changed the fight date.
He tried to back out, right?
He talked all that crap.
Because he even said, "I don't think I'm ready for Mike." He said that in an interview. He was right. And then he did the ultimate cop out for
Roy
a
don't
question.
duck nobody. Roy don't duck nobody, and then he's like, "I don't think I'm ready for this."
Right. Because he saw the same videos I did.
Mm-hmm.
Mike was going at it, man. And then like Roy ducked out of a question at the end because the announcer's like, "Do you think you're gonna want to do a rematch? You're gonna come back?" He was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to my wife and family about that. That was a comment because they could just blame them. They don't. I want to, but the wife said,
"Oh man,
can't." Yeah, I'm gonna talk to my family about it. But you know what? It might have been because he didn't get paid nowhere near as much as Mike did. Mike had $10 million guaranteed, and Roy Jones was going to make between $1 and $3 million, depending on the turnout.
Well, okay, I can understand if you're looking at it from a business perspective because
I can get knocked out for $1 million. No, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, because like in boxing, it's like for some boxers, it has to be worth it because the competition is so on that level. If you get into that fight, something could happen to you to where you won't be the same no more. So it's got to be worth the risk.
There's that. Plus, I mean, he still has a brand. If Tyson knocked him out, your brand is going to go down.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So that's why I think they made it so all them rules and this, that, and the other. But no, I'm disappointed.
Point, Brandon. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I want to see an old man on the mat.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of business involved with boxing too.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when you're early in your career, it's like you're hungry. But once you get up there and you're making the millions and stuff, you start making decisions that's like, okay, is this in my best interest? Because it's like you have less and less to prove now.
He does. They do. But there's always that grudge match type of thing, like the movie, where like, do I still got it? Tyson still
that's
got
the
it.
reason. That's the reason why Mayweather is as narcissistic as he is now, because it's like he don't really have nothing to prove.
There's nothing. He has nothing left to do. He's good. He's done. I would like to see Jake Paul go against Tyson. Let's do that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
No, he fought Nate Robinson, and Nate Robinson was the highlight for the entire event.
Because that was comedy.
No, he was out. They still making fun of that man. He's done. Like, I feel bad because no matter where he goes now.
Yeah, I mean, remember that meme that they had about Pacquiao being asleep all that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much took that over. People
so bad.
Messing with Pacquiao no more.
No. At least Pacquiao had a successful record.
Right.
This dude came out there with no record, never took a punch, and was laid out.
That's something else.
Like, I would think part of your training as a boxer is get hit, take some punches, do some fights. Like
that he was the epitome of glass jaw.
Yeah, he obviously has never taken a punch. Like, no one tested to see if he is able to take a punch successfully. Not one person. I'm fired. I'm gonna sue his training. The whole training team gets sued. Like, no one said, "Hey, maybe we should test this out first before you get on TV."
It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I've done like martial arts for years, and I've taken punches. I've taken kicks to the head. So it's like, with my training, I can't imagine the thought of getting hit and then going to sleep that fast.
I don't know.
I can't picture it.
I don't know, but he went down 3 times. The last time was it.
I don't know. I'm not saying I can't get knocked out, you know what I mean? But I think there are some people that are resilient enough to where if you hit them hard enough to the point where they could get knocked out, you're going to do way more damage than the average person than that can get knocked out from a simple punch.
But it takes it's practice and resilience too, man. Like the first fight, the one I said was really good, the best fight, the actual boxing event, the very first one, there was a knockout technically. When dude got hit and he was knocked out, all he did was take a knee. He took a knee, he went down on his knee, one knee real quick, and he kind of like, all right, and he got back up and he was fighting again and he got hit again. He took another knee and then the referee was like, it was it. Like, it wasn't this grandiose, like, he got knocked out all over. Nah, like, he's taking he's a professional boxer. He knows, all right, and he went down on a knee, like, okay. And then that was it. Like, it wasn't like Nate Robinson was unconscious.
I know what it does feel like to be dazed, like hit with one good shot and your bell is just rung and you kind of see double for a second. That's real.
Who was beating on you, Shane?
I've been in martial arts tournaments when I was younger.
Okay. I took judo as a kid.
So you throwing people around?
Yeah.
Judo was something else. I've seen some good judo matches, and man, when they got moves to where when they go to slam you, they don't just like hip toss you. They take you over their hip and then roll on top of you.
Yeah, put their weight with it.
Right. So it's like when you hit the ground, they're coming down on top of you at the same time. Yeah. And dudes get knocked out from techniques like that. Can you imagine getting picked up, thrown on the ground, and then you wake up somewhere else?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it happened to Nate. Woke up somewhere else. Dude was out.
I hope he's okay. Because the way I did see him get punched, and I was like, oh my Lord.
I hope he's okay too. I mean, because technically,
physically he's okay. His ego is dead.
Dead. Yeah, but is he okay mentally to get punched in the face like that?
He's fine. He'll be all right.
I mean,
he's fine.
Getting knocked out technically is not a good thing because your brain bounces off your skull, and that's what causes the collapse.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's like a mini concussion.
you go, whoosh, your brain is like squish, and then
Yo, if you ever want to see something, Sherelle, look at videos of slow motion boxing punches.
oh man, people's heads deform.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see, like all the head fat and skin wrinkles up, and it's it's not good.
Especially the heavyweight. So I mean, because you got to think about it. You got like, say, you got someone that's 180 pounds. That's 180 pounds of force multiplied, because it's like
And
when
that
they're
speed
pushing,
in there.
they're swinging. So you got all this torque that's happening. So
Uh-huh.
basically, they're getting hit with an average of anywhere from 800 to 1,200 foot-pounds of force in the face.
And that's why Roy was hugging the hell out of Tyson.
Right.
Roy said, "You ain't about to hit my face today."
Man, yeah.
Well, no, I want to say no. 1,200 is more like getting kicked. Yeah, it's like 800 to like maybe 1,000.
Any of it's too much.
Huh?
Don't want it. Nope.
Don't want it.
And then the headspace you have to be in to take all of those. Like you to be Tyson, you have to literally be a monster.
Yeah,
Or
it wasn't until the end of Tyson's career when he got older that people started to beat him. But
yeah, you got to be a real good tactician. Like Buster Douglas was grossly out of shape when he beat Tyson.
But
yeah, but Buster looked
Tyson
like one of those
was out.
people.
Tyson was out drinking and having sex with a whole bunch of women the night before with Bobby Brown.
True. Bobby
And
gave
so
my
don't they
up.
say like usually with athletes you shouldn't even be having sex once?
Okay, all right. That part's a myth. That's the whole. It'll suck your energy out. But the other part, drinking and cocaine is bad.
I don't know if that's a full myth. Maybe it affects each person differently because it can be draining the following day depending on,
because your body is ejecting all kinds of vitamins and nutrients that you need for energy.
Okay.
So it's like you're delivering a whole bunch of stuff in a package that's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it does contribute to your like adrenaline and stuff in the moment, but
oh, absolutely,
that's about it.
And not only that, lactic acid you build up instantaneously.
not at the moment. And then if you add in drugs and you're probably not sleeping right.
That's what I'm saying. That part there is probably the bigger factor.
Oh, the lack of sleep. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, lack of sleep, cocaine, and whatever they're doing. Yeah, but like Buster
and then
Douglas,
he was sleeping with multiple women that night. From what he said, it was one of them days. Like,
oh, so he used up a whole bunch of energy.
Yeah, from what he said, it was one of them nights, one of them celebrity
nights.
What
Buster Douglas looks like, no matter what you do to that dude, he's gonna Energizer Bunny and pop back. Like he's like T-1000. Like no matter what you do, Buster's gonna come off the mat and continue fighting. Buster was all fucked up. He had teeth missing and all kind of shit, man.
You think Tyson would have won if he wouldn't have been out?
Probably. If he wasn't out doing that, if he
maybe I don't know. I mean, because Buster was putting combinations on him.
He was.
And he did take him out in the deep water, which is the big thing. Tyson is not used to going past round 4 with somebody who is skilled at boxing.
Yep, Tyson gets him done in the first few rounds.
Right. So it's like if you take him out in the deep water and you start getting them gassed, that's it. And how many people has actually done that to Tyson? Probably 6 at most.
Yep. And that's how.
How many fights do y'all think he's had?
Who, Tyson?
Professionally.
He's had over 60.
How many fights has Tyson had?
Professionally.
I'm looking it up right now. I think it was like 50.
Was it 50?
58.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, y'all about, so Shane said 60. So
yeah. Oh, that's right. He won 50, something like that.
Yeah, that's how many
his record.
Won. His total fights. I think he won like 58, lost 6 or something like that.
That's outrageous.
All right, total fights 58. He won 50, 44 were by KO.
That's a lot of knocked out men.
That's a lot of knocked out individuals.
Right.
Sleep. He put a lot of niggas to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
That's a
They
lot.
just need to call him the
And
Sandman.
a lot of them were Don King's fall guys. I mean, there was a lot of people talking about Tyson was actually babied for a large portion of his career. Like he would just end up fighting guys that were already just scared to death of him.
Mm.
Like literally, like if you watch some of his old fights, they would start the round, and then as soon as the bell would ring, their eyes would get big, and then they get knocked out.
And
I remember
Tyson
there was this
being
one
the
fight.
animal that he is, he probably wasn't even like fully satisfied.
No.
It's like wanting a steak and then all you get is like a shrimp.
I remember Don King used to get upset with him because people want a show. They wanted to last a few rounds, and he would knock them out so quick that the customers were upset.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just spent money on this pay-per-view. They just bought these expensive ass tickets for the venue, and then the whole fight lasts 90 seconds.
Like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
He didn't
He
have.
was like, man, give him a show.
It's probably horrible though to be boxing professionally on that level because there's so many rules. Like you said, so much business in the background. Like you can't get that. I'm just thinking of his internal urge to.
They changed up the
kill.
rules. They changed up the rules over the years for the fighters' personal safety, or mostly because a lot of fighters retired with issues that were so bad that they were barely functioning in their elderly years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, when you talk about boxing's greatest fighters, I'm not talking about in terms of records. I'm talking about men who endured punishment. You got to look up the guys who have records like who was it that's got the record of 111-1? That was Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah. Something like that.
He's had 111 wins. That's just his professional career. Okay, and he would go rounds that were like 15, 20 rounds.
All right, so we got I looked at the longest boxing record, and it's by this dude named Jimmy Wild, 132 matches.
He probably can't even open his hands when he was alive after a while.
Probably not.
Throwing all those punches.
Now, what's the longest boxing match?
There was 2 guys that actually went over 100 rounds, and they stopped it because both guys was just too tired to keep going.
Oh my God!
In a draw, and these guys
were crazy.
So yeah, there was one here, but this is old as hell. This is back in like 1855. Yeah, James Kelly and Jonathan Smith. They did a match that lasted 6 hours and 15 minutes.
Dang! Could you imagine fighting for your life for that long?
No.
Well, fighting for entertainment for that long.
Yeah, right. And not even for your life, like this is.
And then my question is, like with that story you just gave us, Shane, who was the first person to be like, "All right, we tired.
We're done. Forfeit."
Yeah, with that match that I mentioned, I think they kind of they both dropped to one knee and just stayed there. And people were like, "Why aren't they fighting?" And it was
I got money on this.
I mean, just imagine you in the ring and you don't care if you win or lose. You just want to sit down and stay.
Who dropped first? I need to know. I need answers. Okay.
So, all right, now I'm looking that one up because the one I told you about, 1855, was bare knuckles.
Oh, bare knuckles?
Yeah, when the Queensberry rules came around, that's when they started using gloves.
Right. So the longest boxing match. They
can't even use their hands anymore at that point.
Well, this is yeah, no.
Oh, you should have seen the gloves. They was just regular leather gloves that were like paper thin.
So the longest boxing match with gloves was 110 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
It was Andy Bowen and Jack Burke. That was for 7 hours and 19 minutes in New Orleans.
7 hours.
Yeah. Let's take a look at these.
I feel like Tyson wouldn't be satisfied till he was in something like that. Because I feel like he just got so much built up in him that he gotta.
Oh yeah, and now that he's an older man, like you see, he's calmed down a bit. But when he was young, Man.
Oh man, he it was like he was eating gunpowder when he was young.
Well, no, he was eating Holyfield's ear.
Yeah, he was.
I saw some Facebook meme talk about Holyfield is going to challenge, and I'm like, well, Holyfield probably got to ask his mom first.
Holyfield actually is supposed to do an exhibition match, but it's not against Tyson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's supposed to see it.
Because every interview I ever see with Holyfield, he always got to be like, my mama. He always talk about his mama in every sentence.
He's crazy to get back in the match after your ear get bit off.
Yeah, that was something else. Like when he was jumping around.
Well, maybe like, oh wait, hold on. Maybe I see an article here on November 9th. Evander Holyfield said he wants to fight him next.
Wants to fight Tyson?
Yeah. That was November 9th when he said that. I don't know if they're just joking or what. But...
Would y'all get back in the ring with a dude who bit your ear off?
Yeah, they've talked about it since. He didn't bite the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what though? You know what though? In all fairness though, Evander like headbutted him like 3 times that match.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was on that third one. You better back up, stop headbutting me.
Well,
that was kind of crazy because Evander, he had that huge head with that huge neck behind it. So
yeah, he kept on busting Mike in the eye with his forehead.
What did y'all think about the Wilder fight and all that licking of the neck and what?
Wait, what? Wait.
When the dude was licking his neck.
I didn't see that.
What fuck? What?
I didn't have.
What website are you watching? You watching
Look
something else?
Wilder, the Wilder fight.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Wilder fight, neck licking. All right.
You see it?
Oh, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, that one?
Yeah, Fury.
Oh, okay. Now I remember. Yeah.
He licked all up and through here.
That was crazy.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
That was so weird.
I'm looking at the pictures. You know what? That's
a
psychological
thing I've ever seen in sports in my life.
That's a psychological game all the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's weird for so many reasons. One, why would you lick another man? Number two, why would you lick a sweaty man?
A bloody,
he trying to get in his head.
A bloody, sweaty man.
Yo, he trying to get in his head. Like,
and you lick him in one of his erotic zones.
Yeah, and see what I mean? That's really bold. That's super bold. You fighting someone and then you just get licked.
Do you know the amount of anger?
See, and he wanted to throw him off his game.
Definitely.
I would throw anybody off.
I think so he should be thrown out of the ring for that. Like, you should be disqualified for licking another man's neck.
I don't know if that's in the rule book.
I
don't know if there's something in the rule book for that. It might be something now.
You're like, hey, he licked his man. It's against
yo ref.
All up and through here. It was the nastiest thing I've ever seen in sports.
Oh man.
Yo.
I was at the bar watching it like, is he licking him?
Licked him. Just licked him. That was
like
it.
the lollipop should be licked.
Pow, pow, yeah.
That's almost as bad as the one fight that Adrian
had
where he was humping the dude. You remember that?
Yeah. No.
And then Adrian Broner lost to him after that.
Of course. It throws your whole game off. You talked about getting your game thrown off earlier with
having a dude bang you over in the middle of the fight. That'll throw your game off.
This is prison rules.
That's hilarious.
All right, so I know, Sherelle, we were talking earlier about, throwing in some car stuff in this particular episode.
Yeah, let's talk about
perfect.